Hello, I'm Kristen Oaks-White. Thank you for joining us for a special edition of This Week in Louisiana Agriculture. We'll see Avery Davidson a little later in the show. This week in honor of Thanksgiving, we're highlighting all the ways our farmers and ranchers give back. It's been a tough year for agriculture, but any producer will tell you no matter the hardship, the crops still have to be harvested. This rang especially true these past 2 months while the government was shut down and farmers continued working, despite the uncertainty of the next crop. Louisiana Farm Bureau President Richard Fontenot says that's just the nature of farming.
Even with the economic challenges in front of us, this is Thanksgiving season. We need to be thankful for the opportunities, for our families, for our friends, for our Farm Bureau organization, that we're here each and every day and the clock never stops. We have to feed the world. We have to produce the food, fiber, and shelter that our great country survives on. Despite USDA and some of the closures and the government shutdowns that have provided true challenges to what we try to do every day, our producers, myself, you, your family, your friends, we had to persevere, we had to keep going. And that I'm thankful for and appreciate everyone for what they do each and every day and those efforts, and wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Each year, Louisiana Farm Bureau members visit veterans' homes and hospitals across the state to honor the men and women who served our country in the armed forces. This week, TWILA's Karl Wiggers takes us to a couple of those visits where Louisiana Farm Bureau gives back.
Another bingo, another dollar, another high five, another smile. That's a glimpse into an afternoon in a Louisiana veterans home. These women are coming in to lift the spirits of the men and women who served our country in many different branches and conflicts dating back to World War II.
I love it. I look forward to this every single year.
Leslie Hanks and her husband farm sugarcane in Lafayette Parish. She loves to visit the veterans home in Jennings during Thanksgiving season.
Every time I come here, I leave here with the biggest, fullest heart, knowing that I've touched somebody else's lives. And not only me, but several of the Women's Committee and all of our women that gather here to do this for them.
Cindy Doise is from Jeff Davis Parish and has been volunteering here at this home since it opened, dating back to bringing her daughters when they were students in FFA.
I think it's so important that Farm Bureaus show these veterans that we appreciate them. They're the ones that fought and protected our land here and our lives, and I think it's important that we come back and show them how much we appreciate what they've done for us, the ultimate sacrifice to some.
I feel like it's a very easy and simple way to do it, but I feel like the impact is astronomical. I mean, to see their faces light up just having conversations and enjoying company, I think it's a very good way to interact and give back.
Kaylee Arsenault and her husband farm rice in Calcasieu Parish. She says meeting the veterans and learning about them is a lot of fun and good for her son as well.
I was most excited about meeting the guys that have served and hearing their stories and what they did and what they've done since then. And I think it's just a great way to get to know them and learn a little bit more about what happened in the past.
You know, we always talk about our story in Farm Bureau. And I think it's important that we find out about their story, because I know I have so much pride when I get to tell my story, and I'm hoping that they have that pride and feel that appreciation when I let them tell me their story.
In Jennings, Louisiana, I'm Karl Wiggers for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture.
To see pictures from these events or to learn more about the Louisiana Farm Bureau Women's Leadership Committee, head over to our website at twilatv.org. Thanksgiving is a celebration of a bountiful harvest. One place you can see the fruits of that harvest are at your local farmers market. TWILA's Avery Davidson joins us from downtown Baton Rouge from a market that has been serving consumers and those involved in agriculture for 29 years.
There's always something to be thankful for when you come and visit the Red Stick Farmers Market, and I know that for many of the farmers and ranchers who come out here and sell their products directly to consumers, they're thankful for that opportunity to interact directly with those who enjoy what they've grown. The bright colors on the tables and the bright smiles on people's faces are common sights at the Red Stick Farmers Market on Main Street in Baton Rouge. Since November of 1996, the Big River Economic and Agricultural Development Alliance, better known as BREDA, has made this a place to get what's in season. BREDA Executive Director Darlene Adams Rowland says your Thanksgiving menu can start here.
Well, we're right in the middle middle of the fall harvest here in Louisiana, so you'll see lots of great leafy greens like cabbage, mustards, collards, spinach is coming in, and then all the cruciferous vegetables like cauliflower and broccoli are just on the cusp. They'll be here right in time for Thanksgiving. And you'll find lots of colorful peppers and things that make some fun salads and side dishes. So there's lots of great things you can find at the market right now.
Judy Aduga of Lena Farms is the fourth generation to work her family's land near Clinton in East Feliciana Parish. She says the fifth and sixth generations are already helping her harvest hibiscus for tea and honey for desserts. She's thankful they're with her for the connections she makes here at the Red Stick Farmers Market.
It's a great feeling. It's a feeling of appreciation, really. Because here you took your time to produce, and now you're sharing it with someone who really appreciates it.
In this season of giving, the Red Stick Farmers Market gives back to those who need it most by providing matching funds for SNAP recipients.
So Bretta's mission is really threefold, and that's to support small family farmers, to increase food access, and to build community here in our city. And so we give back to our farmers via support programs, but specifically at our markets, we have a SNAP match program, and that is where anyone with the SNAP card can come to the market and they can swipe their card up to $40, and we match that with an additional $40. So it's an amazing way to stretch your food dollars at a time, especially during the holidays, for fresh, locally grown produce, and at the same time it benefits our farmers. So it's really a win-win because all that money stays here in our local community.
Because agriculture can be lonely work, the interaction between grower and consumer at a farmer's market can be mutually beneficial, according to Roland.
For farmers, the farmer's market is sometimes the only social event they have of their week, so it's incredibly important not only for the farmer, but our consumers here, that one-on-one FaceTime. So it's a place where people can come out. Again, that third part of our mission is really about building connections and community, and we see it every week how important it is that people get to buy their food from someone that they know and recognize and know that that person actually grew the food. So it's an amazing connector in our community.
Okay, so this story, yes, it's coming to an end, but for me, it's only the beginning, because I'm about to go back there, buy some things that we can enjoy at our own Thanksgiving dinner. Reporting from Baton Rouge, I'm Avery Davidson for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture.
I hope you bought some of that hibiscus ghost pepper jelly for me. If you would like to learn more about the Red Stick Farmers Market or see some of the dates and locations other than the Saturday market downtown, visit our website at twilatv.org. It's not just food and valuable time that farmers give. Sometimes it's the gift of life. At this year's 57th annual Louisiana Pecan Festival in Colfax, an event organized by farmers, they brought in a Life Share blood bus. The festival's general manager, Ryan Yerby, says the event already highlights farmers giving back. It's free, full of locally sourced good food, and highlights community. But he felt there was one specific part of the community that a blood drive could reach.
One part of our community is community health. We're trying to promote health in our community. What better way to give back? Give your own blood. You can't get blood out of a turnip. Our local blood bank, they're always short of blood. There's always a need for it. So we try to provide the best that we possibly can. One way is us sponsoring a blood drive. It may only get 8 pints, but those 8 pints could save 8 lives.
Yerby says they set out to get 8 pints, but they got 11. Each year, the American Farm Bureau puts out its own Thanksgiving survey to find out what a typical American dinner will cost. This year, Americans might be getting a bit of a break, and TWILA's Neil Melancon is here to talk turkey.
Nothing says Thanksgiving like the meal most Americans have, and in order to have it, we have to have farmers. While traditions can vary, generally it's turkey and some sides. Here in Louisiana, rice dishes such as oyster dressing made with Louisiana rice are part of it for sure. Grocery stores statewide are busy preparing for the meal, and Andy Brown, commodity director for the Louisiana Farm Bureau, says despite some things you might hear, we still have access to the best and most affordable food in the world.
The amount of risk that a farmer has to take, it's not, he or she's not in it because they're getting rich. They're in it because they love it, they love the lifestyle, and they love what they provide, which is national security through food security.
Each year, the American Farm Bureau does its annual survey of specific grocery items that comprise a typical Thanksgiving meal for 10. These items surveyed are the same each year and do not change. As you can see, the price has been on a steady decline since its high in 2022, with the national average at $55.18 for that meal. When we look at specific items, we can see where some of this decline takes place, starting at the big mover, frozen turkey, down almost 16.5% to $21.50 for a 20-pound bird. Other big savings were a dozen dinner rolls, down 14.6% to $3.56. Cube stuffing is also down 9% to $3.71. Other price drops include fresh cranberries, down almost 3% to $2.28 for 12 ounces, frozen pie shells down slightly to $3.37, and miscellaneous ingredients are down almost 5% to $3.61. That said, some items are more expensive this year. Frozen green peas are up 17% to $2.03 per pound. Sweet potatoes were up 37% to $4 for a 3-pound bag, and a veggie tray of carrots and celery is up a whopping 61% to $1.36. In addition, American Farm Bureau has started doing an extended survey with 3 other items, such as boneless ham, russet potatoes, and frozen green beans. As you can see, it's double-digit jumps across the board for these items. In addition, ground beef prices are at all-time highs and expected to climb even higher into next year. One bit of good news, Louisiana was the second cheapest state in the survey, right behind Arkansas. Louisiana's $44.70 for the classic Thanksgiving meal is almost $11 cheaper than the national average. The extended meal saw the same price jumps as national, but it's still cheaper on average than nationwide. One thing to keep in mind, this has been a tough year for the producers who make our food.
Certainly for the farmer, the margin and the return that they're seeing on the grocery store shelves does not come back to the farm level. We're seeing stagnant prices across all of our major commodities, if not decrease in prices across a 50-year average. So meanwhile, their production costs have gone up hundreds of percent depending on the commodity. So it is a challenge for farmers to stay in business.
Regardless of how you choose to celebrate the holiday, just like every day, please thank a farmer if you ate. For This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, I'm Neil Melancon.
The full rundown of both state and national numbers, as well as each individual item, can be found on our website at twilatv.org. Still to come on TWILA, a special edition of Feasting on Agriculture. We're cooking up more than just good food. A story of community and giving back. Coming up.
You're watching This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, the only TV show bringing Louisiana farmers and consumers together every week.
I'm Kristen Oaks-White, and we have a special Thanksgiving edition of Feasting on Agriculture. We're stepping into the kitchen not just to cook, but to give back. As we gather around our own Thanksgiving tables, it can be easy to forget how many of our neighbors are struggling just to make it through the day. In Natchez, the Stewpot here has been serving people in the community for more than 4 decades, offering hot meals, dignity, and a sense of belonging.
Feasting on Agriculture is brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, ask before you eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council, beef, it's what's for dinner, and by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, think rice.
The Natchez Stewpot is really a staple for the community here. It has been for how many years?
41 years. September made 41 years. The only time we close is if during extreme weather conditions. And since last year, that only happened once.
And so how many people do y'all feed per day?
We prepare 350 meals per day. And that number's rising. It actually has increased from September to October to over 400 meals per day. 200 of those meals are delivered to people who cannot come from out of their homes. They're shut in, they're ill, or whatever, for whatever reason. Those 200 meals are delivered every day.
So when you look at the work that you guys do here, what kind of need does this serve in the community?
Oh, it is a very important need that we serve the people in this community, because some people don't otherwise wouldn't have a meal to eat. And so it's very important for that reason. People would starve, I guess, if we weren't here preparing the meals every day.
I'm assuming that you're working on making do with what you've got.
We make do what we have. We try to envision what we're going to cook for the week. Like, what are we going to have this day? We're going to have that day. This community is so benevolent, and they are really, they really come and help. They send food. You know, we have volunteers that come and keep us running. But yes, it has been a noticeable uptick in the number of people needing food.
What does this make you feel like? I know that it's a big part of Farm Bureau to give back.
All right, this time of year, it's starting off the holiday season, and giving back is a big part of what we do and serving the community. And this is part of the season where we give to the community and you serve your community. So I challenge anybody that needs a place to donate their time or their financial, reach out to their food banks and stew pots or whatever that might be. But it's a great time to serve your community.
Tell me about some of the things that you guys brought today.
We brought canned goods, yams, mostly directed at Thanksgiving dinner. And next week, we've got Thanksgiving coming up, so turkeys and dressings and that type of stuff. So we also brought some Louisiana rice. We wanted to make sure and get some of that. So anything that we could buy from our Louisiana farmers, we wanted to contribute towards that. So
I'm sure you've got a line of people that are waiting out here,
Yes.
and when the doors open and to see the faces of the people, the impact that you're making, how does that make you feel?
Well, it's very fulfilling, and it confirms that we have that we are fulfilling a mission from God, and so it's what we should be doing, and so it's very fulfilling and satisfying that we're doing it. And like I said, I wish we could reach out to even more people, and so that it's a great feeling.
When we come back, we're going to see the Natchez Stewpot in action, feeding the community, and we've got donations of turkeys, rice, beef, everything from local farmers and organizations around here, and we're going to cook that up and show you how it feeds the community. Stay with us. Very special guest, Miss Johnny. You've been here for a very long time.
Yeah, very long time.
Very long time. And I think, so we cooked this turkey.
Okay.
And we brought it, but I'm not great at cutting it up, and I feel like you could probably help me.
Okay, I'm gonna show you how to cut it.
Okay, so you said start.
Right with the wings.
He put enough butter on this.
We're gonna put the cookies like we was doing.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do that sheet. I think that sheet say 62.
Okay, so those all go to different houses.
We're gonna put them on another cart. When she bring that cart, we're gonna put them just like we stacked those on that cart.
Okay.
Okay.
People, when they donate the turkeys, then they come and pick them up and take them and cook them, and then bring them back to us deboned, sliced up in bags, so we don't have to worry about that. And we don't have to worry about storing them. But we also have people that just buy them themselves and cook them for us.
Now we'll go with the leg and the thigh.
Okay.
We cut the leg and the thigh off together.
And get the other one.
Get the other one.
It's really slippery. How long have you been doing this, Miss Johnny?
40 years, be 41 years in March.
You must enjoy it.
I really do. I really enjoy it.
What's your specialty? I feel like you're the kind of lady that has a specialty dish.
My specialty is red beans.
Red beans? Well, you make red beans pretty good, then that's a treat.
I love red beans. But my special thing is doing the cornbread. I love doing the cornbread.
Got it.
Okay. Now we'll start cutting the breast. We'll make a thin slice like you're doing a sandwich.
We got a real thin slice.
When I took over in April, It was crazy because our freezers were completely empty, and that was when the first cuts came from the government, and so we get a lot of our meat and food supply from Mississippi Food Network, and that was cut. And so when I took over in April, I was like, what is going on?
Okay, so I used homegrown pumpkins to make this pumpkin bread. I don't know that I will be slicing and cutting into pumpkins to bake ever again after this, because she said they feed 350 people a day, so I was trying to make enough to feed 350 people, and that's a lot of pumpkin bread. He gave it a seal of approval. How much do you guys rely on donations?
Totally, almost totally. Like I said, we have the Mississippi Food Network, and we get some, but there are times because of the shutdown, because of the cuts, especially the cuts that came back in March, our freezers were empty, and so the Mississippi Food Network, where we would get about 75% of our meats, we weren't getting any for about 2 months. It takes about 10 cases of chicken for one day to prepare for that many people. So we're always in need.
Well, they put me to work, and I will continue working until the last person comes through the door and do whatever they need me to do today. This was my first trip to the Natchez Stewpot, but I can promise you that it will not be the last, because this has been the most rewarding experience to cook for them and then also to serve the neediest people in our community. So if you have the opportunity to help out a soup kitchen in your area, I encourage you, donate, volunteer, do whatever you can, because they need all the help they can get this time of year. We'll put a link to all of the area kitchens in Louisiana and how you can help the Natchez Stewpot on our website at twilatv.org. For all of us here at This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next time feasting on agriculture.
Feasting on Agriculture was brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, ask before you eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council, beef, it's what's for dinner, and by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, think rice.
Before we leave you this Thanksgiving, we wanted to take a moment to reflect on the year behind us. It's been a challenging one, from weather that tested every farm operation and input costs that never seemed to let up, to uncertainty felt in many households across America. Through it all, our farmers and ranchers kept going, showing up every single day so that we can gather around a Thanksgiving meal. So this year, as you sit down to eat, whether it's simple or spread across the entire table, take a moment to see everything behind it. The cattlemen who pushed through drought, the grain farmers who held on through a season of extremes, the sugar growers who are grinding through the holiday to provide you a sweet dessert on your table, and the countless farm families who worked sunrise to sunset, even when the world felt heavy. When you bow your head to say grace, remember them. Ask God to bless the farmers, the ranchers, and every hand that makes our food possible. Not just today, but every day. Because in a year that tested us all, they still found a way to feed us. And if there's one thing worth being thankful for this Thanksgiving, it's them. We'll be off next week as we gather with our own families for the holiday, but we'll be back in December with an all-new episode of TWILA. Until then, we hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving from all of us here at TWILA.